So it's Love and Hip Hop Season 4, Episode 5. Here's the off the record episode review, recap, and opinion. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you a clip of the video where Amina Butterfly answered my Twitter questions. She was looking so sweet and adorable with her little ponytail and whatnot. Anyway, so the episode starts out with Tara at the gym with Yandy, and they're doing cardio kickboxing at Fit Factory in Midtown, New York. Tara states that this is Yandy's cousin's gym, and we'll get back to my theory on that in a minute. Tara tells Yandy about the Instagram video of Amina and Peter playing golf, and as we know, Peter's balls have touched more than 18 holes. Anyway, Tara insults Yandy's intelligence by stating that something told her to check Amina's Instagram. Either you checked it out on your own looking for information, or someone, not something, told you to look at this video. Always some chick somewhere getting cheated on talking about women's intuition told me. Look, Trick, if you have a woman's intuition, use it to prevent being cheated on in the first place. Don't let your ego fool you after the fact. But the Easter egg or hidden gem in this scene is that the gym is so cheap that they have the dumbbells and milk crates. This gym must be in Yandy's cousin's living room. If they don't have a weight rack to hold the equipment, then that tells you something. Anyway, while Tara claims that this workout is a quote stress reliever, I think that she is training to kill Peter. She won't be able to say that she snapped though. It will be considered to be premeditated. Next thing you know, we'll see her at a shooting range too. Watch. Y'all viewers just don't get it. Her name is Tara, as in terrorist or terrorist. Same thing. Anyway, Yandy states that she feels that Amina Butterfly doesn't have star quality. She doesn't walk in the room and magnetically attract people and command the room's attention by presence alone. This coming from the chick who signed Dry Olivia and Miss Going Nowhere L'Oreal. Anyway, Yandy is tired of Rich being messy, which is funny because I guarantee you that Rich can make more money with Erica Mena and Amina Butterfly than Yandy ever will with L'Oreal and Olivia. But forget that soon to be defunct record label. Did y'all see Yandy's eyelashes? Who puts on drag queen eyelashes to go to the gym and work out? Yandy up in there looking like a gay cow. You're lucky you're cute, Yandy, or I'd go in on you. In the next scene, we're at Ripley Greer's studio in Midtown, New York, and we meet with the Heidi Fleiss of finger painting, Madam Rebecca Schweiger, the founder of Art Studio in New York. And she totally gives off the whorish vibe, which is a good thing, of course. I'm not perfectly sure, but I think Schweiger is the German pronunciation of swagger, and Rebecca could get it. I rub it all over her big nose. Anyway, Rebecca lets Saigon and Erica Jean know that this finger painting session would help them to know each other better. And this is one of the most disturbing things that I've ever heard in my lifetime. So two people have a baby together, are going to an art studio to learn more about each other? Anyway, Saigon and Piano Mouth, Erica Jean, are painting. I was hoping that they were going to paint her in the nude. Unfortunately, she sits her big butt down and starts painting too. Saigon painted a big heart with a key and a white squiggle to represent Erica Jean. I was hoping that he was going to paint that dang gap in her mouth. Seriously, that gap is so big she could clench her teeth together and stick her tongue out. As for Erica's painting, she painted a big purple heart. Saigon had a song called The Color Purple, so I'm not sure whether or not the song influenced her cheap and uninspired painting. I just hope that she's a better mother than she is a painter, because she obviously put minimal effort into her art. She might as well have painted a line on the paper. Anyway, for the record, I was trying to figure out where I saw Erica Jean before. She looked familiar. Okay, you see her yellow outfit that she wears with the big chunky jewelry that looks like scraps that you find at the bottom of the ocean. And then there's that big greedy gap. Yeah, she's SpongeBob. I knew I saw her somewhere before. And if you notice, how does she laugh? She goes, "Bah!" Just like SpongeBob. And one time I heard her slip up and almost call Brian or Saigon Patrick. Yeah, pretty much. Now we're at Stadium Red Studios in Harlem, New York. Amina is singing and playing the piano, looking all beautiful, looking like Alicia Keys 2.0, the original piano playing homewrecker. And Peter Creepy Guns pops up, and Peter is trying to make sure that Amina stays in side piece wifey mode. Peter states that he's going to tell these women whatever he has to keep both of these women in his life. I'm sure that it'll work out and he'll get his way. Anyway, Peter goes on to tell Amina that he doesn't want her posting videos and pictures of them online together anymore because seeing this upsets Tara. He then refers to himself as being super handsome and the hottest rapper over 40. Really, Mr. Wrinkles? Not with that shrink wrap forehead. I'm a straight man and I know that LL Cool J, according to women, is the hottest senior citizen in rap. Anyway, Peter is still trying to get Amina signed, and she lets him know that she just might have to seek out new management. Remember Rashida and Kirk from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Yeah, if Deborah pops up, Peter better forget about his little career managing Amina. Anyway, the highlight of this scene is Peter Gunn's outfit. After Tara went psycho and murdered his wardrobe, I mean, she literally put the war in wardrobe. He was left with only the clothing on his back. He came in the studio with some tight jeans and a 2 size too small sneakers. He looked like he robbed an old homeless woman. And then the worst part of it was that clearance rack Walmart sweatshirt. I saw that same thing in there for $2.50. I mean, he could have at least asked Tariq to borrow a t-shirt or something. Anyway, now we're at the basketball court with Peter and Rich, and Peter is crying to Rich about how his stuff got destroyed, and Rich lets him know that marrying your artist behind your living girlfriend's back will get your possessions destroyed like that. Anyway, pretty much this scene was about whether they were talking about whether or not Amina is going to get the record deal. Rich lets Peter know that yes, he still wants to go through with it. He loves Amina's music despite him enjoying seeing her get her face slapped repeatedly on national TV. He let his, quote, friend, Peter Guns, know that he has to discuss this with Yandy first. So now we're at Chocolat in Harlem, New York. Nia Lee and Sin Santana are at the bar talking. Nia wants to know what happened to Sin's heterosexuality. She wants to know why she's pretending to be a lesbian. Nia's little secret meeting with Sin is blatantly obvious. You know what's going on here. She's trying to steal Sin from Erica. That's why Erica can't know about what's going on. And Nia in this scene is looking thirsty as Rich. I see where this guy Nia's hostility comes from towards Erica now. Anyway, Sin claims that Erica is her first girl, and that even though she never looked at girls like this before, she said that if she were to be with a girl, it would have to be with Erica. And with that said, this girl is full of lies. And she gives me a psychotic, schizophrenic, single white female vibe. You know, like Erica Mena, better watch her back. Sin looks like the type to move in with her, start dressing like her, and get the same hairdo. She's creepy. But maybe it was that Cat Stacks impression that she did in 2010. That video creeped me out. I mean, I still hear that laugh in my head. Anyway, to make matters worse, Sin comes up with a really crappy idea. She convinces Nia to attempt to work with Erica again. Something tells me that this will turn out about as well as having R. Kelly host Tyler and Tierra's. Anyway, Sin dares to joke about Team Lesbian doing a 3-way song together. Erica, Sin, and that dude named Nia. And Nia thinks that Sin needs to stick to modeling. One tone-deaf Latina is more than enough for Nia. But the best part of this scene is Sin Santana's shorts. Her ass looks depressed. I was thinking that it was the shorts making her look like a fat man from behind. But I think she's just one of those chicks that looks like a mascot with human clothing on top of the costume. While Erica Mena is shaped like an hourglass, Sin Santana is shaped like a shot glass. She needs to go to that Maurice Smith pervert workout room in his house where the weights are in crates. Anyway, tell me how this chick is 21 years old and she already has cellulite for days. She looks like God put her knees on backwards. I never saw a chick with knees that go out, stick out in both directions like a hammer leg. Anyway, now we arrive at the top of the garden in Midtown, New York. Rich is trying to convince Yandy to sign Amina Butterfly. Yandy is undermining Amina's talent and playing it off like she wasn't just smelling the money and loving what she saw when she first saw Amina perform for her. Yandy is so full of it nowadays. Anyway, Peter walks in with his headphones around his neck, his last worldly possession since Tara destroyed all of his things. Yandy lets Peter know that Amina is not a good look for her business, and Peter feels that Yandy is not needed anyway, and he can just do the business deal with Rich. You see, Rich owes Peter some favors, which basically means that Peter probably shot someone for Rich. Anyway, Peter makes a great point of stating that the issues between the women are his problem and that this is about business. He'll keep things under control from now on. We'll see how that goes. In the next scene, we're at the Society Billard in Flatiron District, New York. Saigon and Peter Guns are playing pool, and Saigon's acting abilities are at his worst in this scene. He looked and sounded a bit off, like maybe he forgot his lines, but anyway, he's concerned with his 2-year-old son possibly being mentally challenged. I sound like a mentally challenged right now. Anyway, possibly autistic, but he isn't a doctor, so he did what any other young parent would do nowadays, which is consult the expert of all experts, aka the internet. Google taught Saigon that he should be concerned because his 2-year-old son should know about 35 words, and his child isn't being very talkative. Peter lets him know that, yeah, he needs to confront Old Navy. I mean Banana Republic. I mean The Gap, aka Erica Jean, about the situation. Now we're back at Yandy's apartment, and we have a short scene where she gives her 1-year-old a cupcake to celebrate his first birthday. And the cupcake looked disgusting. It was shaped like a rotten dick. And it had a candle in it. Who the fuck gives their baby a cupcake with a candle in it? I'm calling Child Protective Services right now. After serving her child a cupcake that looked like a tumor, Yandy is in the car calling Mendices, and they're talking about cupcakes and his bail hearing and how it got pushed back again. But I think it's better news to get word that his bail hearing got pushed back than his shit got pushed up his ass in them showers. We don't need Mendices coming out woman-deces. I know Yandy's cousin is laughing somewhere right now. Remember when her cousin took pictures of her butt while she was working out, then uploaded it to the internet, and Mendices attacked him? He sucker choked him. Not a sucker punch, but a sucker choke. Probably the first ever in reality TV history. Yandy lets Mendices know that she wants to go see this lawyer that they hired for his case in person. Mendices tells her to put her foot down on everybody, including the lawyer's neck, and to find out when he's going to get out of gay heaven. For some reason, I think that Yandy putting her foot on somebody's neck isn't going to make a difference. Now, Peter's nasty foot, on the other hand, that weapon would change the game. Anyway, now we're at 4 West Diner in Englewood, New Jersey, with Erica and Saigon. This was the best scene this whole episode, possibly the best scene the whole season for me. She pulls up in a 1989 Dodge Goat SUV. Not a Dodge Ram, but a Dodge Goat. In fork mouth, I mean Erica Zipper Teeth Jean was fooled by sneaky Saigon into thinking that they were just going out for a bite to eat. But with a gap that big, she can't even take bites. She must eat like a dog. I bet she has to tilt her head to the side just to eat. Or at least that's how I imagine her eating. Anyway, Saigon lets Erica know that the rate at which their child is learning is a bit slower than where he thinks the baby should be at this point. And he kind of whispers to her that he's at Chuck E. Cheese like almost every day. So now we know who the secret mascot is at Chuck E. Cheese. I think old Short Arms is probably working at Disneyland on the side anyway. But yeah, Saigon is really worried that Erica is a deadbeat mother and that she's not teaching the child anything but twerking and how she can sharpen a pencil in her mouth. Erica claims that Saigon's daughter, who's 1 month apart from their son's age, speaks 150 words per minute, not because of Saigon's masterful prison parenting skills, but because the other child is a female. And Saigon is freaking pissed. He attempts to take the adult route and state that as a felon, he doesn't want to argue in public. Probably because he was this close to pulling out his old prison shank and stabbing her. And Erica is mad too. She was so mad that she grew a tooth. Saigon claims that all the boy says is "da, da, da." And for the record, this is very scary considering the fact that "da, da, da" in the German language means die now. My adopted German brother said this to me when he stabbed me growing up. No, I'm kidding. I don't have an adopted German brother. Anyway, Erica and her huge butt storm out of the restaurant, and Saigon chases after her. The two are arguing outside of the restaurant now, showing off their matching butt implants. Just kidding. And she called him a fake gangster. He calls her butt fake, and he calls her a hood rat and a hood booger. He then proceeds to snatch her Louis Vuitton bag. Yeah, not Louis Vuitton, but a fake Louis Vuitton bag, and throws it like a football. Thank goodness it wasn't Tiana Rodriguez's bag. Anyway, he nearly ruined her purse contents, which includes sunglasses, nail polish, a tampon, and her secret deodorant. No money. In our next scene, Yandy hops on a plane with her sons and visits the defense attorney Donald Thompson's office. Yandy states that her fiance's case has been in limbo for 7 months now, and she needs the details on when she'll get some dick again. And Donald lets Yandy know that the time that it's taking is normal during federal proceedings, and his attorney-client privilege is keeping him from giving Yandy the answers to the questions that she is seeking, and that she needs to be talking about things with Mendices. But Mendices has obviously been withholding information from her. She foolishly calls Mendices sitting in jail, quote, morally wrong, and refers to him as a man who has been, quote, torn from his family. Yandy then further insults the lawyer by referring to the evidence that is against Mendices as, quote, being hearsay. Donald lets this idiot know that hearsay is testimonial evidence, which is enough to support a charge. The lawyer will continue to hold his attorney-client privilege and let stupid Yandy know that if she wants information, she better go ask Mendices, rhymes with feces, and get the fuck out of his face. He tells Yandy that her and her man will have to wait a while because this will be a long process. And with all of that said, Yandy, you better find a new man. So after that mess, we're back in the grimy streets of New York now. Peter creeps up on Tara on her way to work. Now, I heard that she is a manager of a McDonald's, or maybe it's the Chuck E. Cheese that Saigon works at. Anyway, Tara's on her way to work, and she's wearing booty shorts and a face full of makeup, looking like a streetwalker. And oh, poor desperate Peter. His forehead is so wrinkled that it looks like a brain. This man must be very stressed. Anyway, Tara tells Peter that divorcing Amina is up to him, and he needs to do what works best in his situation. Peter plans to keep both women in his life, and Tara is too dumb to move on, so I know that she will be around for more abuse, which she loves. Anyway, the discussion turns nasty out of nowhere. She tells Peter that she needs space and pine saw. When a woman needs space, that translates to temporary new dick. So Peter better enjoy sharing Tara. The best part of the scene is how the part in Tara's hair jumps from the left side to the right side. So either she combs hair really fast or the editing department should be fired. They proved that the show is scripted. Her pocketbook also jumps from arm to arm as well. So anyway, now we're with Erica Mena and Sin Santana and Harlem Underground in Harlem, New York. Erica is doing like girls do, going behind their significant other's back and being sneaky. Yeah, y'all new school lesbians are going to learn what men feel like when women do their sneaky little bullcrap and then sugarcoat it with girl logic. So Erica doesn't tell Sin about the contract with Rich, and Sin lies to Erica and tells her that Nia called her as opposed to the meeting up in person. And this sneaky crap is why so many women don't have women friends. Anyway, Sin tells Erica that she needs to be cool with the other musicians if she's going to be in the music industry, and that she needs to work with Nia Lee. I am thinking that Nia and Sin either may be secretly doing something or will in the future. Anyway, Sin's mouth is so good that Erica reluctantly agrees to meet up and talk with Nia. Now we're back at Yandy's, and she is sitting with her dad named Ralph on a big ugly purple couch. Ralph has tattoos, and I can tell that he's a smooth talker. Just my observation. Ralph lets Yandy know that basically she needs to not get her hopes up, because if Mendices is in fact locked up for 20 years, she better think long and hard about going 2 decades without dick. The best part of the scene is the part where Yandy has the nerve to say that she didn't sign up to be a single mother, which is funny because you got knocked up by this guy twice who was allegedly a drug dealer, so yes, you did sign up for it. And in my opinion, Yandy is trying to get some sympathy from Ralph and convince him to stay up in New York and not go back to Florida, so that he can basically be her babysitter. But I think he would rather play bingo and smash chicks under palm trees, so he didn't take the bait. Smart man. In our final scene, we visit Sin City Cabaret in the Bronx, New York. And no, Sin Santana with a C does not own Sin City with an S. Anyway, Nia Lee and Erica Mena are meeting up, and before they can sit down and let the chairs settle from their big butts, Nia asks to see Erica's bag. And Nia is talking major shit about Erica's bag, calling it questionable. But if anything, your gender is questionable, Nia. And Nia is basically, still pretending to be relevant. And, they start arguing, and it's the usual, oh, you're a dancer for money. Oh, you can't sing, yada, yada, yada. I don't like seeing Erica upset. But the highlight of this scene is when bootylicious Erica gets up and turns around looking like $1 million, digs in her purse, turns towards Nia and throws some bills at her. Now, being half naked with money thrown all over the floor is just a normal day for Nia, so this didn't affect her at all. I just want to know whether or not she picked the money up when Erica was out of the room. At the end of the scene, Erica walks out without her pocketbook. Now, I don't know whether or not she did that because she was just walking outside to smoke, call her ride, send a text message to somebody. I don't know what, but she walked out without her pocketbook. But anyway, that was pretty much it for this episode. And Amina Butterfly has a new album, an EP coming out called I Am Part 2 on Tuesday, December 17th, 2013. Make sure to purchase it. And without further ado, here is the video of her answering my questions from Twitter.
Anyway, also, let me go to a couple questions because I don't want to leave y'all out. Okay, let me see. First off, when my album's coming out, I already answered that. How do I stay so fit and healthy? Meat Magazine asked me. I'm a Bikram yogi. I do Bikram yoga, which is one of the most intense workouts you can ever do. And I do that shit, like, all the time. And it changed me, like, from when I started 2.5 years ago. It's that simple. It's a life-changing thing, and it's like either you do it or you don't. I don't really get people like doing it every now and then. It's like a life consistent thing that you choose to do or not. So I'm a yogi, and that's how I stay fit and healthy. And it makes you want to be healthy, it just overall makes you feel cleansed at all times. Can I cook German style food? I'm taking 2 questions from you, but that's cool. I can't, not really, because growing up, my mother is German, but she never really, like, she was always about, other cultures, and, like, she was different than other Germans. She never cooked, like, typical German food, so I never really learned how to do that. But I can cook my style food, and other stuff, like, I don't know, I don't want to name anything, but, like, I can cook some food. That's my husband.